Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of, I'm not really sure what we're going to call this. Soups? No, there are no soups in this. Salads and sandwiches? I'm thinking of Olive Garden, I guess. Soups, salads, and sandwiches. Anyhow, I don't know what this series is called, just sandwiches and salads from the 1920s. But welcome back. I'm very organized in my thoughts, clearly. Today we are going to be doing prune and lemon sandwiches, and I believe the last one that we did, it's the first one I did in this series, I'm pretty sure I said we'd be doing tuna salad, but I changed my mind because I have these bananas, and as you can see they're starting to turn a little bit spotty. So we're going to do the banana and walnut salad with this prune and lemon, or lemon prune sandwiches. We're going to go a little fruity today, I suppose. Getting started on this, I plan to do the salad first and then the sandwich. However, both of them require lemon juice. But the sandwich, I believe, requires some zest from this lemon, and I prefer to zest my lemons before I actually juice them. So we're going to actually start first on zesting this lemon for the sandwich, then we'll do the salad preparation and then go back to the sandwich. I suppose I could just edit that in. I could start doing this and pretend I did it later, but I've already said it out loud, so that's what we're going to do. Now, I believe it says half a lemon. Let's double check this. 2 tablespoons. Grated rind of half a lemon. So I'm just going to assume that means zest. And I'm just going to zest the whole thing because lemon zest is always a fantastic thing to have. And then we'll just use half of it. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. I wish you could smell this right now. There's not much that smells better than lemon zest. Except maybe, I believe we talked about this a while ago, but tomato leaves, that is my favorite smell. And a friend of mine, my soul sister, Morgan, just got me some tomato leaf soap, as well as some tomato leaf body/room spray. It is one of the best things I've ever smelled. I like to I shake up the spray and spray it kind of on my chest here so that all day I can just sniff it and smell tomato leaves the whole day. It's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I should probably spray my pillow with it so I can go to sleep lulled to the smell of a tomato leaf. That would be quite lovely. Maybe a little excessive, I don't know. We have our zest here, we'll set aside. Now we're going to juice our lemon. Now this recipe calls for just the sprinkling with quartered marshmallows, which I believe we also did in last week's recipes. We quartered some marshmallows. We'll do that again. As well as with some walnut meats. It doesn't specify how much. It doesn't specify with the walnut meats if we're supposed to have it crushed, halved, who knows. So I think we will just, pull them out as they are and sprinkle both until it feels right. Then the dressing also calls for one of the things is using a sweet dressing recipe given in the previous recipe, or the cream mayonnaise mentioned there. There is no sweet, none of those are mentioned in the recipe previous to that, so I'm not sure of which they are referring. So we are going to go with the whipped cream with quartered marshmallows. So I'm assuming we use quartered marshmallows twice here, both in sprinkling on top of the bananas and then also in the whipped cream. Hopefully that is correct. Again, if we mess it up, you let us know and educate us a little bit. If not, I assume we're messing up probably similarly to what our foremothers messed up as well. Now, I'm just going to use the same knife that we used with the lemon because it already has the nice lemon juice, which we're supposed to be sprinkling on here anyway. It wants us to cut lengthwise the slices of a banana. So I assume, you know, long ways like this. And then scraping off the outer pith. Does that mean we are not supposed to peel this first? We're supposed to then peel afterward? Does it mean taking off the little strings? I don't know, but I'm gonna say we're gonna slice it with the peel on, and then if that turns into a disaster, I have other bananas here. This feels very strange to do. That slices nicely that way though. Ooh, I like the way this is slicing. This is slicing much better than if I just had the regular banana. I'd probably be crushing it. I mean, there's probably not a time in the future where I will be slicing my banana lengthwise like this. This feels weird, but it's quite effective cutting it with the peel still on. Okay. I'm assuming this is what the pith is. Ooh, this is slippery. That looks hilarious. Okay. We have our nice bed of lettuce, which we're laying across here. I do not like the way my fingers feel touching this. This feels gross. I don't like the way that third or the fourth slice looks, so we're gonna keep it with 3. We have our 3 bananas there. Let me wash my hands and then we will sprinkle the juice. I think we will sprinkle the lemon juice like this. I have some walnut meats that I just kind of crushed in my hand, I guess. I don't know how else we're supposed to do them. So I'm just gonna sprinkle those on there. Let's quarter a couple marshmallows. I have freshly cleaned these kitchen scissors, don't you fret. It's such a sticky job, this cutting the marshmallows with this. I think I talked about this last time too. I had considered, when buying the ingredients for this, considered buying mini marshmallows, and I did not, because that's not what the recipe calls for. But I do believe if you're recreating this and you buy the mini marshmallows instead, if our mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers had the option, they would have been taking the shortcut and using those mini marshmallows, more than likely, most of them. We must take maraschino cherries. Let's set that aside while we do this. Ooh, a little lemon seed. Maraschino cherries cut in very small pieces on top of this. I'm just going to keep using the same knife. I'm not sure what their definition of very small is, so we're just going to go with however we feel today. Yeah, that's small enough. That's good enough. Whoa. There is what we have on our plate right now. The marshmallow dressing is to go over top of this, which is 1 cup of whipped cream with quartered marshmallows. How many quartered marshmallows? I don't know. This is a lovely question. It's called marshmallow dressing, so I'm guessing it's enough to notice that there's a bunch of marshmallows in there, and maybe we'll do like a half a cup. I'm not sure. Let's see how it feels. We have a cup of whipped cream in there, and as I'm looking at this and thinking about it, it calls for lengthwise slices of banana. I guess it doesn't say of a banana. It could be of 5 bananas. It could be of 2 bananas. But I'm thinking 1 cup of whipped cream and all these marshmallows on top of this. This definitely should have a lot more banana. Like, I feel like this amount of dressing should be like maybe 5 different banana salads, 6 different banana salads. For the main word to be banana walnut, it should be the main ingredient, in my mind at least. So I believe probably it didn't mean just one banana in there. Maybe this dressing is for multiple salads, and maybe this should have gone on a platter, and you would serve yourself just a few slices of banana. I don't know. Because these are all just things I am thinking about as I'm making these recipes. I don't know, what do you wonder when you're looking at this? Other than, why am I doing this wrong? If you were to look at this recipe at home and be making it yourself, what kind of things do you think about, or would you be thinking about or wondering as you're cooking this? It's kind of hard to tell how many marshmallows are in there because the whipped cream and the marshmallows are the exact same color. So I have no idea. Is this cream? Is it marshmallow? Who knows? It pretty much looks exactly the same. Maybe a few more marshmallows in there. Are there any in that one? Oh yeah, there is a marshmallow right in there. Let's do just a couple more. Can't hurt. Kind of feels like I should put some more in, but it also feels like this is fine, good enough. Turning over all. I don't know if, so when it says turn over all, does that mean the whole thing should be covered in this dressing, or does that mean at least a little bit of everything should? If it says turn over all, I don't know. It's a lot of dressing for that. I don't know if it should be all. I don't know. It's kind of prettier seeing all of it there. So maybe it should not. Maybe it should just be in the middle, and all is just touching all of the ingredients. That's what I'm choosing to believe there. Although if you were to turn it over all, that would make more sense as to why we have this aggressive amount of whipped cream and marshmallows to one banana worth of slices. I don't know. What do you think? The prunes I bought for this recipe were already pitted, and I knew I didn't have to pit them, and it calls for them to be cooked. I did actually cook them, and it didn't really say how to cook them, so I just put them in water and boiled them, maybe stewed them a little bit, and the reason I did that is I figured as they're talking about mashing them, and they were still a little bit juicy in there, but if they want us to mash it and add the lemon and then add enough powdered sugar to make a paste, I kind of figured it needs to be a little bit juicy, so it still needs to have at least a little bit of liquid from that cooking. So that's why I chose to still cook them, even though they didn't need maybe to be pitted still or stoned. But let's find us about a cup of prunes in here. I don't know what else I'll use cooked prunes for, but I do love prunes. I feel like it's typically, or like stereotypically, an old person snack. Prune juice, prunes, you know their reputation. They help move everything. But I don't know, they're just so, they're delicious. Who doesn't like a prune? Whoop, a little too juicy there. That's good enough. I feel like a mortar and pestle would have been nice to mash these, but they're so soft. I feel like, oh yeah, a spoon's doing the job easy. Here, I'll show you. I know it's going in and out there. It's not focusing very well, but you can kind of see it's already mashing down to a good little paste here. Yeah, a mortar and pestle would have been good, but this is fine. We have our rind here, so we'll do about half of it. We're just going to kind of eyeball it. It smells so good. A teaspoon of lemon. My half teaspoons are the only viable clean option right now. All of my teaspoons are in the dishwasher. Mix that up together. I'll show you what it looks like from here. This is kind of what it looks like. The lighting is probably not the best for this, for you to actually see it. But honestly, kind of looks like poop. It also calls for rolled roasted peanuts. I tried to look up what the rolled part meant. I mean, obviously we know, I mean, I guess it's not that obvious, but roasted peanuts are just peanuts which have been roasted. The best I could, I guess, the best thing I could come up with what rolled meant, because when I looked it up, every time I tried, every search I tried to do with what are rolled roasted peanuts, 1920s rolled peanuts, it just came up with a peanut log or a peanut roll with that kind of nougat middle, and I mean, they're delicious, but that is definitely not what this meant. So my best guess is that they meant peanuts that have been kind of rolled around when the skins were taken off. So because I thought, well, maybe I'm supposed to crush them, maybe, I don't know, but I don't think so. I think maybe this will be the crunchy part of the sandwich. So I'm gonna put in just like this. Now, if anybody out there knows what rolled peanuts means and it's not what I think it means, let us know. Or if it is what I think it means, again, let us know that too. I love being right. Well, I hate to tell you this and be more vulgar in my description, but it looks even more like poop now. It kind of looks like you've eaten corn on the cob. I don't know. It's pretty gross looking. If you can see that there. Yeah, it's not the most appetizing looking, but I bet it will be delicious. And now we are to add sufficient powdered sugar to make it a paste. I don't know how much that is, but let's start with a heaping tablespoon and go from there. This is going to be aggressively sweet. The prunes are already very, very sweet. And I know we have added nuttiness with the nuts, and the lemon zest and the lemons will add some nice brightness and tartness to this, but I feel like this powdered sugar is going to be too much. What do I know though? It's definitely not thick enough yet, so let's add another tablespoon. And I'm just going to do it tablespoon by tablespoon because I have a tendency to look at things and think, well, that first tablespoon wasn't enough, so let's add like 4 of them, and then it's way too thick and it's a big problem. So for the sake of you guys, I am going to do tablespoon, I mean, it's heaping tablespoon. I suppose I'm taking a little bit of a shortcut here, but we're gonna go one by one. We're gonna do one more, and if that's not good enough, then I guess we'll just have a thinner paste, because I can't imagine more than that being appetizing at all. I suppose it's a little more thick, but not that much more thick. Well, it is taking a little longer to fall off the spoon, so. Now, if this is not your first time here, you know that I am gluten-free. So it called for either whole wheat bread or what was the other bread? Graham bread, which obviously can't have, or whole wheat. So I have a whole wheat gluten-free bread. I mean, it's not whole wheat, it's whole wheat style gluten-free bread. We're gonna use that with this, and then it also wants us to spread some peanut butter mixed with a little melted butter or cream. And luckily from our recipe before, we did nut butter sandwiches the last time, and that had peanut butter mixed with cream. So we already have it. Let's break that out. I suppose I should have pulled this out a little bit earlier so that it was a little more room temperature and easier to spread, but that's okay. I guess as I'm reading this and looking at the other filling we're putting in here, this is kind of just a peanut butter and jelly-ish sandwich again. A good bit of the peanuts in there, if you can see that. And make sure it's spread all over there. Personally, if I'm going to eat peanut butter, like if I were to have peanut butter on toast or something, I prefer crunchy peanut butter compared to creamy. So having these little pieces of nuts on here is preferable to me. Oh, this was dumb. With the shape of these, I really should have, I put the peanut butter on this side. I should have put it on this side so they lined up, but they're not going to line up. That is so dumb looking. Oh well. Let's get to trying this. Sandwich filling is, I don't know, looks pretty good. It's kind of oozing out a little bit, but not to the point where it's gooping out, which is good. I like the texture. I mostly smell the bread in this. A little prune on my nose there. I expected to smell the lemon a little stronger, but I definitely smell the bread a little more in this. Let's give it a try. That's interesting. The flavor of the filling is good, and it's not as cloyingly sweet as I was expecting with all of that sugar in there. I did not get a peanut in that bite. I would like to try it with a bite of the peanut, and I see one right here, so I'm going to take one more bite. The peanut is good with it also. I think it's not bad. I feel like my reaction to this is not as positive as maybe what I normally would expect myself to, but I think I'm just very underwhelmed with this. It's like I said, it isn't bad. It's just not as flavorful or as good as what I was expecting. I was expecting to feel a little bit of the punch of that brightness of the lemon zest, a little bit more of that prune flavor, and I don't think I could get much more in there without it oozing out like this. Getting more of the filling would be difficult. I'd say normally I'm a very big fan of prune, and it doesn't taste bad. It just tastes a little bit less zesty or less exciting than what I expected. It's just okay. Now, if this is something you grew up on and were used to, and this were a comfort type of sandwich and you liked it, great. I'm sure it would taste a little bit better. But for me, it's just okay. Now for our salad here, which really looks much more like a dessert than a salad to me. But you know, who am I to say? Get a little bit of everything in here. I've got the whipped cream, cherry, marshmallow, banana, and walnut. Oh, it smells like banana, all right. I bet this was the beginning of a banana split. The marshmallows, the cherries. Now we just need a little bit of crushed pineapple. I don't know what else is in a banana split. This is also not bad. It's okay. It's, maybe I should have had fewer marshmallows in here, because the marshmallows are a little much, I suppose. Overall, not bad. Just kind of okay. And okay, now that I'm saying this, hold on. I did not realize that there is a picture of this salad in next month's recipes. So hold on, let me show you this. This is supposed to be the banana, nut, and marshmallow salad, even though it calls it the banana and walnut salad. I don't know, like, is this the crushed walnuts here? What are these? Are these where these are the marshmallows, I bet. And where is the dressing that we're supposed to turn over? Is that? No, that looks like lettuce leaf. So I don't quite know how and where we were supposed to put all of that. I wish I would have seen that before we put all this together. What do you think? Would you have pictured that after reading the recipe? Oh, no, I'm totally lying. It's a completely different salad. I didn't even look up there. That's the banana nut and marshmallow salad. So it's a completely different salad that we are referring to. So it's basically very, very close to the same salad with a little bit of a difference. So after all of that nonsense, I don't know what to say about all that. Well, let's go back to trying the salad. Yeah, again, it's okay. It's not bad. Maybe this is the predecessor to some of those fruit and whipped cream and marshmallow salads that you get out of the Midwest once they improved upon them a little bit. This one is same thing as a sandwich. Not bad, but a little underwhelming. That'll be the title of today's video. I don't know what next week will bring. I haven't quite decided which recipes we will use. As I mentioned the last time, I had a plan for what I wanted to do today, but I changed it up in the time between when I said what we were making and since we made it today. So I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what I'm gonna make next time. We're just going to go through this, and I guess I will determine what my heart feels that morning. Till the next one, have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.